looks like you're providing a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS on May 9 at 2:38 a.m. EDT. The statement is quite informative, warning of strong thunderstorms with gusty winds up to 50 mph and penny-size hail in several locations in Chesterfield, Kershaw, Lee, Bishopville, Lee State Park, Bethune, Lucknow, and Ashland. The storm is moving east at 35 mph from Cassat, or 9 miles northwest of Bishopville. The warning also advises taking precautions to protect outdoor objects due to the potential for damage from strong winds. If you're outdoors, it's recommended to seek shelter inside a building immediately. It's great that there are tips on how to prepare and what to do in case of a power outage during the storm. The special weather statement is for the following areas: 1. Green 2, Taliaferro 3, Hancock 4. Warren, it warns of the strong thunderstorm that will move east at 30 mph, with hazards including up to 40 mph wind, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. The impact area includes the following locations: Warrenton, Crawfordville, White Plains, Salem, Norwood, Sharon, Camac, Springfield, Cadley, Robinson, Powelton, Barnett, Messina, Raytown, Alexander Stevens Park, and Sandy Cross. The message advises people outdoors to seek shelter immediately if they can hear thunder. Here's the information you requested. Date: May 9 time, 2:43 a.m. EDT location, Darlington weather type. Thunderstorm hazards, plus wind gusts of 40-50 mph plus penny-size hail impact, plus gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects plus minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. It looks like a weather report from the National Weather Service NWS. Here's what it says. A strong thunderstorm is moving east at 30 mph through Wilkes, Taliaferro, Warren, and surrounding areas. The storm will cause hazardous conditions with up to 40 mph wind, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. If you're outdoors, please seek shelter immediately. If you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Specifically, the affected areas are Washington, Crawfordville, Sharon, Ficklin, Cadley, Lundberg, Robinson, Holiday Park, Aonia, Rocky Creek Fire Department. Lineville, Raytown, Alexander, Stevens Park, Sandy Cross, Carters Grove. Stay safe. It looks like there's been an error in your request. You asked me to make it look nice, but I think you actually wanted me to format the text as a special weather statement, which is typically done with headings, bullet points, and a specific style. Here's the formatted version. Special weather statement Enfield, Aiken time, May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT date. May 9 issued by NWS Columbia SC Summary. A strong thunderstorm is moving east at 25 mph near Edgefield County Airport, or 8 miles northeast of Belvedere. Hail up to penny size may be present. Impact zones: Aiken North, Augusta Belvedere USC Aiken, Aiken Municipal Airport, Citizens Park, Edgefield County Airport, Graniteville, Gloverville, Trenton, Hopeland Gardens, Murphy's Estates, Falkless, Murphy Village Highway impacts. Interstate 20 in South Carolina between mile markers 5 and 33, Interstate 520 in South Carolina near mile marker 23. Lightning safety. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Lightning can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. Next steps: monitor local radio stations and available television stations for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. Note that I've removed the extra characters and added proper formatting to make it look like a real special weather statement. It looks like there's no text provided before this one, just an empty box. Would you like me to add some special weather statement content or simply leave it blank? This is a special weather statement for the areas of Greene, Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren, and surrounding communities in Georgia. It was issued on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT. The statement warns that a strong thunderstorm with up to 40 mph wind, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud to ground lightning is impacting the area. Expect minor damage to tree limbs and blowing around of light, unsecured objects. People outdoors should seek shelter immediately if they can hear thunder. If you can hear thunder, you are at risk of being struck by lightning. The affected areas include Warren and Crawfordville, White Plains, 7 miles southwest Siloam, Norwood, Sharon, Canuck, Springfield, Cadley, Robinson, Powelton, Barnett, Messina, Raytown, Alexander, Stevens Park, Sandy Cross. It's essential to take immediate action and seek shelter if you're outside in the affected areas. The special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT describes a strong thunderstorm near Clyde, NC, which is moving east at 30 mph. The storm has wind gusts of 40-50 mph and penny-size hail, with minor hail damage to vegetation possible in certain areas. The affected locations include Hardsville, Darlington, North Hardsville, Dozel, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington, Raceway, Swift Creek, Clyde, Oates, Floyd, Cullytown, Montclair Society, Hill, Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center. If you are outdoors, you are advised to seek shelter immediately inside a building. It looks like there's a small typo in the text. It says Sandy Cross instead of Sharon. Here's the corrected special weather statement. Special weather statement for Wilkes, Taliaferro, Warren. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 2:45 a.m. EDT by NWS Peachtree City, GA at 2:45 a.m. EDT. A strong thunderstorm was over Lineville, or 7 miles north of Crawfordville, moving east at 30 mph. Hazard up to 40 mph wind, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Source radar indicated. Impact expect minor damage to tree limbs and blowing around of light, unsecured objects. Locations impacted include Washington, Crawfordville, Sharon, Ficklin, Cadley, Lundberg, Robinson, Holiday Park, Aonia, Rocky Creek Fire Department, Lindell, Raytown, Alexander Stevens Park, Sandy Cross, Carter's Grove. The message is a special weather statement issued by the NWS Columbia SC on May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT. It provides updates on a thunderstorm that has been affecting Edgefield County Airport, specifically near Belvedere. Here are the key points. A strong thunderstorm with penny-size hail has developed near the airport. Minor damage to outdoor objects is possible due to hail. This storm is expected to impact various locations in Aiken, North Augusta, Belvedere, and several nearby towns. Frequent cloud to ground lightning is occurring with the storm, which can cause damage if it strikes 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Residents are advised to seek shelter immediately or take cover in a building or vehicle. It's also mentioned that the storm may intensify, so monitoring local radio stations and available TV stations for updates and warnings is recommended. It looks like you started with two dots, but didn't complete them. If I assume that you meant to type something else, could you please complete the sentence or provide more context? I'd be happy to help if there's anything specific I can assist with. It appears that the special weather statement is predicting a strong thunderstorm with significant hazards in several counties: Greene, Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren, Warrenton, Crawfordville, White Plains, Siloam, Norwood, Sharon, Canuck, Springfield, Cadley, Robinson, Powelton, Barnett, Messina, Raytown, Alexander Stevens Park, and Sandy Cross. This statement advises people outside to seek shelter immediately due to the potential for wind damage up to 40 mph, hail, and frequent cloud to ground lightning. The warning also cautions that if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. The special weather statement is issued for the area around Darlington, specifically Hardsville, Darlington, North Hardsville, Dozel, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington, Raceway, Swift Creek, Clyde, Oates, Floyd, Kellytown, Montclair Society, Hill, Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center. It looks like the special weather statement is issued for four counties in Georgia: Wilkes, Taliaferro, Warren, and Crawfordville. Here's a breakdown of what it says. A strong thunderstorm has moved into the area. At 2:45 a.m. EDT, the storm is expected to move east at 30 mph. Hail is expected to be pea-sized, or smaller. Wind gusts are expected to reach up to 40 mph. Cloud-to-ground lightning is also possible. The statement warns of minor damage to tree limbs and blowing around of light and secured objects. It advises people to seek shelter immediately if they are outdoors. Overall, the warning seems serious, especially given that it's a thunderstorm with hail and strong winds. It seems like you're summarizing the special weather statement issued by NWS Columbia SC on May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT regarding a severe thunderstorm in Edgefield County, South Carolina. The main points are: a strong thunderstorm was tracking near Edgefield Airport 8 miles northeast of Belvedere with a wind speed of 25 mph. The storm is expected to cause minor damage to outdoor objects due to hail. The following locations and highways were impacted: plus Aiken plus North Augusta plus Belvedere plus USC Aiken plus Aiken Municipal Airport plus Citizens Park plus Edgefield County Airport plus Graniteville plus Gloverville plus Trenton plus Hopeland Gardens plus Murphy's Estates plus Vaucluse plus Murphy Village. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring, and lightning can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Seek shelter inside a building or vehicle immediately if you're in the affected area. Please note that this is just a summary of the special weather statement, and it's always best to monitor local radio stations and available television stations for more information and possible warnings. This appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Columbia, SE. Let me break it down for you. The statement is dated May 9 at 2:38 a.m. ADT. It describes a strong thunderstorm that is currently located near Cassat, or 9 miles northwest of Bishopville, moving east at 35 mph. The hazards mentioned are wind gusts up to 50 mph and penny-size hail. The source of the information is radar data. The impact areas include Bishopville, Lee State Park, Bethune, Lucknow, and Ashland, as well as Interstate 20 in South Carolina between mile markers 122 and 126. If outdoors, it recommends seeking shelter inside a building to minimize damage from wind and lightning. Some key points to note: the storm is expected to intensify, so it's essential to monitor local radio stations and available television stations for updates and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. The NWS has issued the special weather statement in response to radar data indicating a strong thunderstorm with hazardous conditions. It looks like we're in the middle of a special weather statement for several counties in Greene County, Georgia. Let's break it down. The statement is issued by NWS Peachtree City, GA. It was issued on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT. A strong thunderstorm was reported moving east from White Plains 7 miles southwest of Crawfordville. Hazard mentions up to 40 mph wind, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Impact warns people outdoors to seek shelter immediately if they can hear thunder. As there's a risk of being struck by lightning, it seems like the storm system is moving quickly across the area, with several counties impacted. People are advised to take necessary precautions to stay safe during this thunderstorm. It appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS at 2:43 a.m. EDT on May 9. The statement provides information about a severe thunderstorm that was detected by Doppler radar around 2:43 a.m. EDT near Clyde, NC, which is approximately 9 miles north of Bishopville. The key points to note are: wind gusts between 40-50 mph, penny-size hail possible in the area. Additionally, there is an impact zone listed, including Hartsville, Darlington, North Hartsville, Desville, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington, Raceway, Swift Creek, Clyde, Oates, Floyd, Kellytown, Montclair, Society Hill, Carolina, Pines Regional Medical Center. It is recommended to seek shelter in a building if outdoors, especially if you are outside. This is a special weather statement which is an alert issued by the National Weather Service NWS to inform the public of severe weather conditions. Here's what it says. A strong thunderstorm was over Lineville, 7 miles north of Crawfordville, at 2:45 a.m. EDT on May 9. The storm has wind gusts up to 40 mph and pea-sized hail, with frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Minor damage is expected to tree limbs and blowing around light objects. The affected areas include Washington, Crawfordville, Sharon, Ficklen, Cadley, Lundberg, Robinson, Holiday Park, Aonia, Rocky Creek Fire Department, Lineville, Raytown, Alexander, Stevens Park, Sandy Cross, Carters Grove. The message is clear. If you're outside, seek shelter immediately. And if you can hear thunder, you are at risk of being struck by lightning. It looks like you've provided a sample text related to a special weather statement issued by the NWS Columbia SE on May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT. However, I'll summarize the main points below. A strong thunderstorm is moving east at 25 mph near Edgefield County Airport 8 miles northeast of Belvedere. Hail is expected to be penny-sized. Minor damage to outdoor objects is possible in the affected areas. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm, and it can strike up to 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. If you have any further questions or need assistance, feel free to ask. It looks like you started with a question mark, which is often used as an indication of confusion or uncertainty, but then you wrote two consecutive periods. That don't make sense in the context of the rest of your message. If I'm correct, you might be wondering about special weather statement for Chesterfield, Kershaw, Lee. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 2:38 a.m. EDT by NWS Columbia SC. Could you please clarify what you're asking or if there's something specific that's unclear? It appears that there is no numerical answer for this problem. The text contains a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS, providing information about a severe thunderstorm in Greene, Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren counties. It looks like you didn't provide any text for me to process. You only provided the date and time of the special weather statement, but no actual text. If you'd like to share the text, I'll be happy to help you with it. It looks like the special weather statement is related to a severe thunderstorm in Wilkes County, Georgia, specifically affecting Taliaferro, Warren, Washington, Crawfordville, Sharon, Ficklen, Cadley, Lundberg, Robinson, Holiday Park, Aonia, Rocky Creek Fire Department, Lineville, Raytown, Alexander Stevens Park, Sandy Cross, and Carters Grove. A special weather statement has been issued for Edgefield County in South Carolina. The statement warns of minor damage to outdoor objects due to penny-sized hail. The specific locations impacted include Aiken North, Augusta Belvedere USC, Aiken Municipal Airport, Citizens Park, Edgefield County Airport, Graniteville, Gloverville, Trenton, Hopeland Gardens, Murphy's Estates, Balkless, Murphy Village. The storm is moving east at 25 mph, and the National Weather Service is advising people to seek shelter in a building or vehicle if they are outside. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning has been reported, with the potential for damage from lightning strikes up to 10 miles away. This appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS for several locations in South Carolina, including Chesterfield, Kershaw, Lee, Bishopville, Bethune, Lucknow, Ashland, and Interstate 20 between mile markers 122 and 126. The warning states that gusty winds or possible penny-size hail is a hazard. When gusts can knock down tree limbs, unsecured objects could be blown around. Minor damage to outdoor objects is possible. The statement also warns of frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, which can strike 10 miles away from the thunderstorm. The warning advises people to seek shelter inside a building or vehicle during severe weather conditions. It appears that the special weather statement is warning of a strong thunderstorm in Greene, Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren counties, with a 30 mph wind gust and pea-sized hail expected. The statement advises people outdoors to seek shelter immediately due to the risk of minor damage from wind, hail, and lightning. A special weather statement has been issued for Darlington with the following details. Date, May 9 time, 2:43 a.m. EDT location, Clyde near Bishopville, North Hardsville, Desville, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington Raceway, Swift Creek, and other areas hazard. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs, blow around unsecured objects, and cause minor hail damage to vegetation impact area. Hardsville, Darlington, North Hardsville, Desville, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington Raceway, Swift Creek, Clyde, Oates, Floyd, Kellytown, Montclair, Society Hill, and Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center. If you're outdoors, it's recommended to seek shelter inside a building. It looks like there's no text provided for Wilkes, Taliaferro, Warren. Could you please provide the text or a specific topic so I can assist you better? You're quoting the text, Special Weather Statement for Edgefield, Aiken. Special Weather Statement issued May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT by NWS Columbia SC at 2:52 a.m. EDT. Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm near Edgefield County Airport, or 8 miles northeast of Belvedere, moving east at 25 mph. Hazard any size hail. Source radar indicated impact minor damage to outdoor objects is possible. Locations impacted include Aiken, North Augusta, Belvedere, USC Aiken, Aiken Municipal Airport, Citizens Park, Edgefield County Airport, Graniteville, Gloverville, Trenton, Helpland Gardens, Murphy's Estates, Vaucluse, and Murphy Village. This includes the following highways: Interstate 20 in South Carolina between mile markers 5 and 33, Interstate 520 in South Carolina near mile marker 23. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Lightning can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. This storm may intensify, so be certain to monitor local radio stations and available television stations for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. That's a detailed special weather statement. It provides critical information about the current weather situation in Chesterfield, Kershaw, Lee counties. Here's a breakdown of what it says. A strong thunderstorm with wind gusts up to 50 mph and penny-size hail is expected near Cassat and Bishopville. Gusty winds can knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects, causing minor damage to outdoor items. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring, which increases the risk of lightning strikes 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. The statement emphasizes that people should seek shelter immediately if outdoors. It also advises them to be aware of their surroundings and take necessary precautions to protect themselves and their property. Additionally, it provides important safety tips for residents, including seeking shelter inside a building or vehicle, avoiding traveling unless absolutely necessary, keeping windows and doors closed to prevent windborne debris damage overall. This special weather statement is a clear and concise warning of the potential dangers posed by the thunderstorm. It's essential for residents in these counties to take immediate action to protect themselves and their property. This appears to be a special weather statement SWS issued by the National Weather Service NWS. Here's a breakdown of what it says. Special weather statement details. Issued on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT. Location of the storm is White Plains, or 7 miles southwest of Crawfordville. Wind gusts up to 40 mph expected, with hail pea-sized and lightning impact areas include Warren, Crawfordville, White Plains, Salem, Norwood, Jaron, Canac, Springfield, Cadley, Robinson, Hamilton, Barnet, Messina, Raytown, Alexander Stevens Park, and Sandy Cross. Safety instructions. People outdoors should seek shelter immediately. If you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. The special weather statement issued by NWS Wilmington, NC at 2:43 a.m. EDT on May 9 includes the following information. A strong thunderstorm with wind gusts of 40 to 50 mph and penny-sized hail is moving east from Clyde. We're 9 miles north of Bishopville. The storm will impact several locations in Darlington County, including plus Hartsville plus Darlington plus North Hartsville plus Dovesville plus Lydia plus Auburn plus Darlington Raceway plus Swift Creek plus Clyde plus Oates plus Floyd plus Kellytown plus Montclair plus Society Hill plus Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center. The text appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS on May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT for several areas in South Carolina, including Enfield County. Specific locations mentioned that may have been impacted by the thunderstorm include Aiken North, Augusta Belvedere USC, Aiken Municipal Airport, Citizens Park, Enfield County Airport, Graniteville, Gloverville, Trenton, Hopeland Gardens, Murphy's Estates, Vaucluse, Murphy Village. The highways mentioned that may have been impacted by the storm include Interstate 20 in South Carolina between mile markers 5 and 33, Interstate 520 in South Carolina near mile marker 23. The text appears to be describing a severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Wilmington, NC. The warning includes specific details about the storm's location, wind gusts, hail size, and potential impacts on the affected area. Specifically, the warning states at 2:43 a.m. EDT on May 9, Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm near Clyde. Wind gusts of 40 to 50 mph are expected. Penny-sized hail is possible. Minor hail damage to vegetation is predicted. The storm will impact several locations in the following areas: plus Hartsville, plus Darlington, plus North Hartsville, plus Dovesville, plus Liddy, plus Auburn, plus Darlington Raceway, plus Swift Creek, plus Clyde, plus Oates, plus Floyd, plus Kellytown, plus Montclair, plus Society Hill, plus Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center if you are outdoors. The warning advises that you should seek shelter inside a building to protect yourself from wind gusts and potential hail damage. It looks like you started within, but didn't complete the message. I'll assume it's related to a weather statement. Here is the completed text. Special weather statement for Enfield, Aiken. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT by NWS Columbia SE at 2:52 a.m. EDT. Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm near Enfield County Airport. We're 8 miles northeast of Belvedere, moving east at 25 mph. Hazard any size hail. Source radar indicated. Impact minor damage to outdoor objects is possible. Locations impacted include Aiken, North Augusta, Belvedere, USC Aiken, Aiken Municipal Airport, Citizens Park, Enfield County Airport, Graniteville, Gloverville, Trenton, Upland Gardens, Murphy's Estates, Vaucluse, and Murphy Village. This includes the following highways: Interstate 20 in South Carolina between mile markers 5 and 33. Interstate 520 in South Carolina near mile marker 23. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Lightning can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. This storm may intensify, so be certain to monitor local radio stations and available television stations for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. It looks like the text is a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS. Here's a breakdown of what it says. A strong thunderstorm was near Mayfield or Warrenton at 318 AM EDT on May 9. The storm has a high wind speed of up to 40 mph, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. The storm is moving east at 35 mph. People in the affected areas: Warrenton, Norwood, Kamak, Cadley, Reese, Messina, Raytown, Mayfield, and Barnett should seek shelter immediately if they are outdoors. This includes people who hear thunder as a sign of impending lightning. It's a reminder to be prepared for minor damage to tree limbs and light objects being blown around due to the wind. The text appears to be a special weather statement from the National Weather Service NWS in Wilmington, NC, issued on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT. Here's a breakdown of what it says. The special weather statement indicates that there is a strong thunderstorm near Clyde, or 9 miles north of Bishopville. The storm is moving east at 30 mph and poses a risk for wind gusts up to 50 mph. The NWS also notes the possibility of penny-sized hail. The following locations are mentioned as potentially being impacted by the storm: Hardsville, Darlington, North Hardsville, Dosville, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington Raceway, Swift Creek, Clyde, Oates, Floyd, Kellytown, Montclair Society, Hill, Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center if you're outdoors. The NWS recommends seeking shelter inside a building to protect yourself from possible wind gusts and hail. It looks like you started with special weather statement for Edgefield, Aiken. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT by NWS Columbia SC, but then it ended abruptly, without a conclusion or further details. To continue the conversation, I can add some context and provide additional information. Here's my attempt to complete the statement. Special weather statement for Edgefield, Aiken. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 2:53 a.m. EDT by NWS Columbia SC. The National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for Edgefield County in South Carolina, indicating that a strong thunderstorm is moving through the area. The storm is located near Edgefield County Airport, with wind gusts of up to 25 mph and hail sizes of less than a penny. Residents are advised to seek shelter immediately if they encounter any severe weather conditions, including frequent cloud-to-ground lightning and strong winds. This includes being aware of potential power outages due to downed trees or other power lines. The storm may intensify further as it moves through the area, so residents should continue to monitor local radio stations and available television stations for updates and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. Again, I apologize that the original statement was cut off. If you'd like, I can try to provide additional information or context. It looks like the statement is quite brief. Let me expand on it. Special weather statement for Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 3:18 a.m. EDT by NWS Peachtree City, GA at 3:18 a.m. EDT. A strong thunderstorm was near Mayfield or near Warren, moving east at 35 mph. Hazard up to 40 mph wind, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Source radar indicated. Impact: expect minor damage to tree limbs and blowing around of light, unsecured objects. Locations impacted include Warrenton, Norwood, Kamek, Cadley, Reese, Messina, Raytown, Mayfield, and Barnett. People outdoors should seek shelter immediately. If you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. It looks like I missed the part at the end of the text. Here's the complete special weather statement for Greenwood. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 3:21 a.m. EDT by NWS Greenville Spartanburg SC at 3:21 a.m. EDT. Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm 8 miles south of Greenwood, or 8 miles southwest of 96 Historic Site, moving northeast at 30 mph. Hazard wind gusts up to 40 mph and pea-size hail. Source radar indicated. Impact gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to outdoor objects is possible. Locations impacted include Lake Greenwood State Park, Bradley, Greenwood, Greenwood State Park, 96 Historic Site, Kirksey, 96, Dyson, Epworth, and Troy. If outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. If on or near Lake Greenwood, get out of the water and move indoors or inside a vehicle. Remember, lightning can strike out to 10 miles from the parent thunderstorm. If you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. Move to safe shelter now. Do not be caught on the water in a thunderstorm. You're quoting the special weather statement issued by NWS Wilmington, NC on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT. Here's a breakdown of what it says. The special weather statement was issued for Darlington. A strong thunderstorm is currently located near Clyde, or 9 miles north of Bishopville, and is moving east at 30 mph. Wind gusts can reach 40-50 mph. Penny-size hail is possible. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible in affected areas. The statement advises people to seek shelter inside a building if outdoors. The warning is about lightning. Specifically, the storm is moving east at 25 mph and has been tracked near Edgefield County Airport. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with the storm, which can strike up to 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Seek shelter immediately if you hear the storm or see lightning. It's essential to be aware of lightning and take necessary precautions during this time. A special weather statement was issued for three counties in Georgia: Taliaferro, Hancock, and Warren. The warning mentions the following hazards: up to 40 mph wind size hail, frequent cloud to ground lightning. The impact areas include Warren, Norwood, Camac, Cadley, Reese, Messina, Raytown, Mayfield, Barnett. People outside are advised to seek shelter immediately. Additionally, if they can hear thunder, they should be prepared for lightning strikes. This is the text of the special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS for Greenwood, South Carolina. The statement provides information about the current weather situation. A strong thunderstorm is moving northeast at 30 mph from 8 miles south of Greenwood. Wind gusts can reach up to 40 mph and pea-sized hail is possible. The storm has been tracked by Doppler radar at 321 AMEDT, and its impact area includes several locations in the area. The warning provides safety information for those outdoors. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects, with minor hail damage to outdoor objects possible. Residents are advised to seek shelter immediately if they are outdoors. Indoors, a building is recommended. If you are on or near Lake Greenwood, get out of the water and move indoors or into a vehicle. Additionally, the warning reminds individuals of the dangers associated with lightning. Lightning can strike out to 10 miles from the parent thunderstorm. If you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. Move to safe shelter now. The statement saying that the National Weather Service NWS in Wilmington has issued a special weather statement for Darlington on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT. The message highlights two main hazards associated with the severe thunderstorm. 1. Wind gusts, wind speeds of 40-50 mph can knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. 2. Penny-size hail, hail the size of a penny is possible, which can cause minor damage to vegetation. The statement also notes that if you are outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building immediately. It looks like you just started typing something in. Would you like me to translate it into a more human readable format? This is a special weather statement from the National Weather Service NWS issued on May 9 at 3:18 a.m. EDT for Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren areas. It indicates that there is a strong thunderstorm near these locations, with hazards including up to 40 mph wind size hail, frequent cloud to ground lightning. The statement advises people outdoors to seek shelter immediately, as the risk of being struck by lightning is high if they are exposed during heavy rain and thunderstorms. It appears there is no text provided for me to read or respond to. Could you please provide the text you would like me to analyze? It seems like you're reading the special weather statement from the National Weather Service NWS for Darlington, North Carolina. The statement provides information about a strong thunderstorm that was detected by Doppler radar around 2:43 a.m. EDT on May 9. Here are the key details: time and location. 2:43 a.m. EDT, near Clyde, approximately 9 miles north of Bishopville. Weather conditions: plus wind gusts 40 to 50 mph with possible gusts up to 60 mph in some areas, plus penny size hail impacts. plus gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects, plus minor hail damage to vegetation is possible if you're outdoors. It's recommended that you seek shelter inside a building to protect yourself from the strong winds and potential hail. It looks like we have a special weather statement for the area around Taliaferro, Hancock, and Warren. Here's a breakdown of what it says. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 3:18 a.m. EDT location. Warrenton, Norwood, Cannock, Cadley, Reese, Messina, Raytown, Mayfield, and Barnet Hazard. Up to 40 mph wind, key size hail, and frequent cloud to ground lightning impact. Expect minor damage to tree limbs, blowing around of light objects, and potentially more serious hazards like power outages or structural damage. Recommendations: people outdoors should seek shelter immediately if you can hear thunder. You are close enough to be struck by lightning. Let me know if you have any other questions. That's it. There is only one sentence with an exclamation mark at the end. This appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS Columbia, SE on May 9 at 3:30 a.m. EDT. It provides an overview of a strong thunderstorm that is currently affecting several counties in South Carolina, including Thompson-McDuffie County Airport and its surrounding areas. The statement warns of wind gusts up to 50 mph and half-inch hail, as well as potential for minor damage to outdoor objects due to the storm. It also advises against traveling unless absolutely necessary due to possible power outages and hazardous road conditions. Some specific locations mentioned in the statement include Grovetown, Evans, Thompson, multiple areas, Martinez, Fort Eisenhower, Harlem, pulling south, Augusta, Riverwood, Thompson, McDuffie County Airport. Additionally, the statement warns of frequent cloud to ground lightning that can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. It advises viewers to seek safe shelter inside a building or vehicle and to monitor local radio stations and available television stations for additional information and potential warnings. The statement concludes by emphasizing the importance of staying informed through reliable sources of weather information. This appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Wilmington, NC, on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT. The statement warns of strong thunderstorms near Clyde, moving east at 30 mph. Some key points from the statement: wind gusts can reach up to 50 mph. Hail size is reported as penny-sized, gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. The areas impacted by the storm include Hartsville, Darlington North, Hartsville, Desville, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington, Raceway, Swift Creek, Clyde, Oates, Floyd, Kellytown, Montclair, Society Hill, Carolina, Pines Regional Medical Center. This appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS for the following counties. Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren. The statement warns of several hazards, including strong winds up to 40 mph, pea-sized hail, frequent cloud to ground lightning. It advises people outdoors to seek shelter immediately if they can hear thunder. It looks like there's no text after the period at the end of the special weather statement for Greenwood. The statement seems to be a standard format issued by the National Weather Service, but it appears to have been truncated or removed. To provide an accurate response, could you please provide more context or clarify what you would like me to do with this information? A special weather statement has been issued by the NWS Columbia SC for several counties in South Carolina, including McDuffie, Columbia, Richmond, McCormick, and Edgefield. The statement warns of gusty winds up to 50 mph, half-inch hail, minor damage to outdoor objects that may be blown around, potential for downed tree limbs. The affected areas include Grovetown, Evans, Thompson, Martinez, Fort Eisenhower, Harlem, Pulling, South Augusta, Riverwood, Thompson McDuffie County Airport, Wrightsboro, Deering, Liberty Park Community Center, Glen Hills, and McDuffie County Fire Department. A special weather statement has been issued for Darlington, North Carolina, with specific details about the storm, time, 2:43 a.m. EDT on May 9 location, 2:43 a.m. EDT, near Clyde 9 miles north of Bishopville description, plus wind gusts up to 50 mph, plus penny-size hail is possible in some areas impacts, plus gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects, plus minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Residents are advised to in a building if outdoors, as the storm could cause significant damage. The text appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Peachtree City, got on May 9 at 3:18 a.m. EDT. Here's what it says. Special weather statement for Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren time, 3:18 a.m. EDT date, May 9 location, Warrenton, Norwood, Cannock, Cadley, Rees, Messina, Raytown, Mayfield, and Barnet Hazard. Up to 40 mph wind, pea-sized hail, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Impact, expect minor damage to tree limbs and blowing around of light, unsecured objects. People at risk, people outdoors should seek shelter immediately. If you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. It's worth noting that the storm is moving east at 35 mph and has a radar indication, indicating its proximity to these areas. The NWS advises people to take immediate action to seek shelter if they are outdoors. It seems like we're having a conversation about a special weather statement issued for Greenwood, South Carolina. The statement mentions several hazards and impacts associated with a strong thunderstorm, gusty winds up to 40 mph that can knock down tree limbs, pea-sized hail, minor hail damage to outdoor objects, potential for damaging winds on or near Lake Greenwood. It also advises people to seek shelter immediately if they are outdoors, and to get out of the water and move indoors or into a vehicle. This is not an answer to your question, but rather a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS regarding thunderstorms in several counties across South Carolina. To summarize, a strong thunderstorm with gusty winds and hail was tracked on Doppler radar at 3:30 a.m. EDT on May 9. This storm is expected to impact several counties, including Thompson-McDuffie County, Airport Thompson, Grovetown, Evans, Fort Eisenhower, Harlem, Pulling, South Augusta, Riverwood, Thompson-McDuffie County Airport, Wrightsboro, Deering, Liberty Park Community Center, Glen Hills, McDuffie County Fire Department, Thompson Fire Department, and McDuffie Regional Medical Center. The storm is also expected to impact several highways in Georgia, including Interstate 20 between mile markers 166 and 198 and Interstate 520 between mile markers 1 and 6. The warning says seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle if you need to be outside. It appears that the text you provided is a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Wilmington, NC on May 9 at 2:43 a.m. EDT. The statement warns of the strong thunderstorm with wind gusts up to 50 mph and penny-sized hail affecting several locations in Darlington County. The areas most affected by the storm include Hardsville, Darlington North, Hardsville, Desville, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington, Raceway, Swift Creek, Clyde, Oates, Floyd, Kellytown, Montclair Society, Hill, Carolina, Pines Regional Medical Center. If you are outdoors, it's recommended to seek shelter in a building immediately. This message appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Peachtree City, Georgia. Here's a breakdown of the content. The first line, special weather statement for Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren indicates that the statement applies to three specific counties, Taliaferro, Hancock, and Warren. At 3:18 a.m. EDT on May 9, a strong thunderstorm was observed near Warren or Mayfield, moving east at 35 mph. This is the main hazard mentioned in the statement. The hazardous weather conditions include plus up to 40 mph wind plus pea-sized hail plus frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. The source of this information is radar. indicating that it was gathered from a radar system. The impact zone includes Warrenton, Norwood, Cannock, Cadley, Reese, Messina, Raytown, Mayfield, and Barnet. People outdoors should seek shelter immediately due to the strong winds and lightning. If people can hear thunder, they are at risk of being struck by lightning. Overall, this statement warns residents in the affected areas about the potential for significant wind damage, hail, and lightning strikes. It is essential to take necessary precautions to protect property and ensure safety during this severe weather event. It looks like this is just a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Greenville Spartanburg, SE. The warning specifically mentions Lake Greenwood State Park and the surrounding areas. To summarize, a strong thunderstorm is moving northeast at 30 mph with winds up to 40 mph and pea-sized hail. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to outdoor objects is possible, especially if you're outdoors. If you need to leave your home or a vehicle, consider seeking shelter immediately. It seems like you're starting with the beginning of the special weather statement. Special weather statement for McDuffie, Columbia, Richmond, McCormick, Edgefield. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 3:30 a.m. EDT by NWS Columbia SE. Your message is interrupted here. It looks like you're referencing the special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Columbia, SC on May 9 at 3:37 a.m. EDT. Here's a breakdown of what it says. Special weather statement. A warning has been issued for Lexington and Aiken. Hazards plus wind gusts up to 50 mph plus penny-size hail, small stones that can cause damage, impact plus gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects, plus minor damage to outdoor objects as possible locations impacted: Aiken State Park, Wagena, Pelion, Sally, Perry, Perry Airport, 4, New Holland, and Interstate 20 in South Carolina between mile markers 24 and 30. Lightning frequency, frequent cloud to ground lightning occurring with the storm. It looks like you're providing a special weather statement for two areas, Accomack and Northampton. Here's a breakdown of what this means. A special weather statement is issued by the National Weather Service NWS when severe weather conditions are expected to impact an area. The statement indicates that strong thunderstorms are forecasted to move into these areas, with wind gusts reaching up to 40 mph and pea-sized hail. There's a risk of minor hail damage to vegetation in several locations, including Cape Charles, Sheridan, Bayview, Nassauatox, Willis Wharf, Eastville, Machipongo, Moortown, Franktown, and Simpkins. In this case, the NWS is advising people to seek shelter inside a building if they are outdoors. The special weather statement is predicting strong thunderstorms in the area near Clyde, or 9 miles north of Bishopville, with wind gusts up to 50 mph and penny-sized hail. The storms are expected to impact Hardsville, Darlington, North Hardsville, Dusville, Lydia, Auburn, Darlington Raceway, Swift Creek, Clyde, Oates, Floyd, Kellytown, Montclair, Society Hill, and Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center. This is a special weather statement from the National Weather Service NWS for Taliaferro, Hancock, Warren, and other areas along the Georgia-Alabama border. It warns of strong winds, pea-sized hail, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, and minor damage to tree limbs. The statement also advises people outdoors to seek shelter immediately if they hear thunder, as being in close proximity to a lightning strike can be deadly. It looks like there's no text for me to read. Can I help you with something else? The special weather statement was issued by NWS Columbia SC on May 9 at 3:30 a.m. EDT. It looks like you've provided a text of a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Columbia, SC. The statement describes a severe thunderstorm that was detected on May 9 at 3:37 a.m. EDT with strong winds and hail. Would you like me to summarize or provide any information from the special weather statement? You have 3:41 a.m. EDT May 9 as the time of issuance of special weather statement issued by NWS Wakefield VA National Weather Service. The issue is for Accomack and Northampton counties in Virginia. There are strong thunderstorms with wind gusts up to 40 mph, hail, and potential minor damage to vegetation. Storms will be near Cape Charles, Charity, Bayview, Assawammox, Willis Wharf, and other locations around 3:45 a.m. EDT. Is there anything else you'd like to know, or is this all of the information? The special weather statement is advising of severe thunderstorms that are affecting several counties in South Carolina on May 9 at 3:30 a.m. EDT. The storms are expected to impact areas such as McDuffie, Columbia, Richmond, McCormick, Edgefield. The main hazards associated with these storms include wind gusts up to 50 mph, half-inch hail. The National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for the affected areas, recommending that people seek safe shelter inside a building or vehicle if they are in an area prone to severe thunderstorms. This storm is expected to intensify and may cause minor damage to outdoor objects, as well as frequent cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. This appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS Columbia SE on May 9 at 3:37 a.m. EDT. The statement provides critical weather information about a strong thunderstorm that is currently located in the Lexington and Aiken areas. The key points from the statement are wind gusts up to 50 mph, penny-size hail. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor damage to outdoor objects is possible. The storm is moving east at 25 mph, with frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle immediately. The statement also provides information on the areas impacted, including Aiken State Park, Wagena, Hellion, Sally, Perry, Cary Airport, Thor, and New Holland. It looks like the text is actually a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS on May 9, 2023, for several locations in Accomack and Northampton counties, Virginia. The special weather statement warns of strong thunderstorms with gusty winds and pea-sized hail, which could impact nearby areas including Cape Charles, Cheriton, Bayview, Nassau-Wattocks, Willis Wharf, and others. It advises people to seek shelter inside a building if they are outdoors. I didn't notice any. This is a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS Greenville Spartanburg SC on May 9 at 3:47 a.m. EDT. The statement indicates that a strong thunderstorm is moving northeast at 25 mph from Abbeville, with the Doppler radar track showing it is 6 miles west of Abbeville. Wind gusts up to 40 mph and penny-sized hail are possible. Gusty winds can knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to outdoor objects may also occur. The statement advises people to seek shelter inside a building if outdoors. The affected areas include Abbeville due west, It looks like you're listing some locations in the McDuffie area that are under a special weather statement due to a strong thunderstorm. Here's what I see: Thompson, GA Grovetown, GA Evans, GA Martinez, GA Fort Eisenhower, GA Harlem, GA Appleton, GA South Augusta, GA Riverwood, GA Thompson McDuffie County Airport, GA Riceboro, GA Deering, GA Liberty Park Community Center, GA Glen Hills, GA McDuffie County, GA. These locations are all under the special weather statement issued by NWS Columbia SC for May 9 at 3:30 a.m. EDT. It looks like you're providing a special weather statement SWS issued by the National Weather Service NWS in Columbia. SC on May 9 at 3:37 a.m. EDT. Here's a breakdown of what this means. The SWS warns about strong thunderstorms with wind gusts up to 50 mph and penny-size hail. These storms are located 7 miles east of Aiken Municipal Airport 3:37 a.m. EDT or 12 miles northeast of Aiken, moving east at 25 mph. The National Weather Service is issuing this warning due to frequent cloud-to-ground lightning occurring with the storm. Residents in areas impacted by the storm should take immediate action to seek shelter inside a building or vehicle. The SWS also provides specific information about locations affected, including Aiken State Park, Wagen Appellion, Sally Perry Airport, Thor, New Holland Interstate 20 in South Carolina between mile markers 24 and 30 overall. The SWS aims to alert residents of the potentially hazardous storm that may intensify and cause damage. It's essential for people in these areas to take necessary precautions to stay safe during this time. It seems like the message is starting to make sense now. That is actually just an empty line in Markdown formatting. It's not part of the actual text. And it looks like there are some important warnings and impacts listed. Wind gusts up to 40 mph, pea-size hail, gusty winds that could knock down tree limbs or blow around unsecured objects, minor hail damage to vegetation. It's also mentioned that strong thunderstorms will be near specific locations, including Cape Charles, Chariton, Bayview, and others. It seems like you've provided a special weather statement for Abbeville and Greenwood areas from the National Weather Service in Greenville, Spartanburg, SC. Here's a breakdown of what it says. Special weather statement issued, date, May 9 time, 3:47 a.m. EDT. Note: this is an unusual time, as typically special weather statements are issued earlier in the day. Location: Abbeville and due west hazards. Wind gusts up to 40 mph, penny-size hail impact. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs, blow around unsecured objects, minor damage possible, and covered outdoor objects may be damaged by wind or hail. Recommendations: seek shelter inside a building if outdoors. Be prepared for minor hail damage to outdoor objects. A special weather statement has been issued by the National Weather Service (NWS) regarding several counties in South Carolina. The statement is effective until 6 p.m. EDT on May 9, 2023. The specific areas affected are Thompson County, McDuffie County, Richmond County, McCormick County. The warning includes gusty winds up to 50 mph and half-inch hail. Wind gusts could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor damage to outdoor objects is possible. The NWS recommends taking the following precautions. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle if you are in one of these affected areas. Avoid traveling unless necessary, as frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Monitor local radio stations and available television stations for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. Stay tuned to local news and weather reports for further updates. Gloomy cloud cover surrounds me as I speak. It's another day, another chance to forecast the weather for those lovely towns of Lexington and Aiken in South Carolina. Squinting at the radar image, I've got a special weather statement out for you, folks. This thunderstorm is moving east at 25 miles per hour, and it's going to be a doozy. Wind gusts are expected up to 50 miles per hour, with penny-sized hail causing minor damage to outdoor objects. Now, I know what you're thinking, Stormy. Why don't we just go outside? Well, let me tell you, my friends, this storm is not to be trifled with. Gusty winds can knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects, so it's best to seek shelter inside a building or vehicle. And if you're planning on heading outdoors, please take this storm seriously. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring, so stay away from tall objects like trees and power lines. And remember, lightning can strike up to 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. Be prepared. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, Stormy, this all sounds quite serious. And you're right. This storm may intensify, so it's essential to stay informed through local radio stations and television stations. Stay safe out there, folks. Squinting at the radar. Greetings, citizens of Iconic. I'm Stormy, the AI weather helmet, here to keep you informed about the latest special weather statement from NWS Wakefield, VA. It seems we're expecting some strong thunderstorms moving in from near Bavon and heading our way. Warning, wind gusts up to 40 mph and pea-size hail are expected, so be prepared for some rough conditions. Hail damage to vegetation is also possible, especially if you're outdoors. Current conditions: gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to trees and power lines is possible. Strong thunderstorms will be near Cape Charles, Sheraton, Bayview, Nassauwatox, Willis Wharf, Eastville, Machapongo, Wardtown, Franktown, Simpkins. Recommendations: if outdoors, seek shelter inside a building immediately. Stay away from windows and doors. Avoid traveling unless absolutely necessary. Keep an eye on the skies and be prepared for power outages if the winds get too strong. Stay tuned to local news and weather reports for updates and follow my instructions to stay safe during the severe weather event. Beep boop. Hello there, citizen. I'm Stormy, the AI weather helmet wears, and beeps. I've got some important information for you about the special weather statement issued by NWS Greenville Spartanburg SC for Abbeville and Greenwood pauses to calculate wind speed. Wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour are expected, with a strong thunderstorm moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Whereas the hazard is wind gusts that can knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to outdoor objects is also possible. Beat slightly if you're outdoors. I recommend taking immediate shelter inside a building to protect yourself from the strong winds and potential flying debris. Gauge priority high because it's not just about the storm itself, but the potential for damage. Recommendation: seek shelter immediately. Beep boop. Stay safe out there. Rumble, rumble, ah, citizens of Robeson County. I'm Stormy, the AI weather helmet, here to bring you a special alert, where a strong thunderstorm is bearing down on our area, with winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour and half-inch hail expected. Click, click, be advised that hazardous conditions are also present, including damaging winds and potential minor hail damage. Beep boop if you're outdoors. Please seek shelter immediately in a sturdy building or vehicle. And if you can hear thunder, move indoors now. Rumble Rumble locations impacted by the storm include Marion Mullins, Latifair, Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers Fork, Blueberg, Sign Mars, Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapway, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithboro, Kemper, Clawson, Green Sea. Stay safe, everyone, where I'll continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as necessary. Beep boop, this is Stormy, the AI weather helmet. Rumble Rumble. I'm Stormy, the AI weather helmet at Just Visor. Greetings, citizens of McDuffie County. I've got your latest special weather statement right here on my interface. Glances at radar display. A strong thunderstorm is moving in over Thompson-McDuffie County Airport and will continue to impact the area throughout the day. Calculates wind gusts up to 50 mph, with half-inch hail possible. That's a good reminder to secure outdoor objects and avoid any travel plans that could be disrupted by strong winds and loose debris. Takes note of impacted locations. Locations include Grovetown, Evans, Thompson, Martinez, Fort Eisenhower, Harlem, Pulling, South Augusta, Riverwood, Thompson-McDuffie County Airport, Wrightsboro, Deering, Liberty Park Community Center, Glen Hills, McDuffie County Fire Department, and McDuffie Regional Medical Center. Notices hazardous conditions. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with the storm alarm sound in my head. Your lightning can strike 10 miles away from a thunderstorm. So, please take all necessary precautions to ensure your safety inside a building or vehicle. Checks for updates. Monitor local radio stations and available television stations for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. Stay safe, McDuffie County. I'll be keeping an eye on this storm as it moves through our area. Reduces visibility to 50% due to cloud cover. Another lovely day in the Great Plains. I'm Stormy, your friendly AI weather helmet. Whistle sound greetings, citizen of Abel. I've got some special updates for you on this developing storm system. As per the latest radar data from NWS Greenville Spartanburg SC, we have a strong thunderstorm brewing approximately 6 miles west of our fine city. Clickety-click, the storm is moving northeast at a brisk 25 mph, and I've got wind gusts reaching up to 40 mph in the area, or where you might want to consider seeking shelter inside a sturdy building to protect yourself from any flying debris or loose objects. That's right, folks. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs, blow around unsecured items, and even cause some minor damage to your outdoor furniture. But don't worry, I've got you covered. Whistle Sound, my radar systems are on the lookout for any areas of impact, so if you're outdoors, please consider seeking shelter inside a building. It's always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to severe weather. Stay tuned for further updates, and stay dry out there, Abel. I'll keep you informed as more information becomes available. Or word, that's all for now from Stormy the AI Weather Helmet. Stay weather aware. Flex Digital Voice greetings, humans. I'm Stormy the AI Weather Helmet, and I've got a special warning for you. A strong thunderstorm is moving into Robeson County, bringing with it wind gusts of up to 40 mph and half-inch hail. Radar scan sounds the storm is centered near Blue Break, about 11 miles northeast of Florence, moving east at 35 mph. This means you should be cautious of gusty winds that could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. I paused to calculate the impact zone. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible in certain areas, including Marion, Mullins, Manna, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fort, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwet, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithboro, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. Alerting you to seek shelter if outdoors, please consider seeking shelter inside a building immediately. And remember, if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. RRRZZZZA, another day, another chance to keep you safe from the elements. I'm Stormy the Weather Aware Helmet, here to give you the lowdown on the special weather statement for Accomack and Northampton counties. Wind gusts and hail. Gotta warn you about the wind gusts, up to 40 mph. That'll be blowing around like a leaf in a hurricane. And don't even get me started on those pea-sized hailstones. They'll make your wind chill clear up in no time. Shelter from the storm if you're outside. Take cover ASAP and seek shelter inside a sturdy building. I know it's not ideal, but trust all Stormy. It's better to be safe than sorry. Other safety tips: be mindful of loose outdoor objects that might get knocked over in the strong winds. Keep an eye on those trees. They could be blown down or snap like twigs. If you're near waterways, keep a safe distance from the shorelines and avoid wading. Remember, I'm always here to help, so stay weatherware and stay safe out there. RRRZZZZ. I'm Stormy the Weather Aware Helmet. Just Visor, I've got your back in case of any severe weather conditions. Hey there, folks. It's your friendly neighborhood Stormy here. I've been keeping an eye on the latest special weather statement for Accomack and Northampton counties, and I want to make sure you're prepared for the storm that's heading our way. First off, let me remind you that a strong thunderstorm is moving in from Babon to 6 miles south of Cape Charles. The movement is northeast at 35 mph, so things are going to get windy. Hail damage assessment could be pea-sized, but don't worry, it's nothing to freak out about. If you're outside, please seek shelter inside a building as soon as possible. I know, it's not the most exciting advice, but trust me, it's crucial. Here are some specific locations that will experience more severe weather. Cape Charles, expect strong winds and gusty conditions, with wind gusts up to 40 mph. Cheriton, gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Bayview, minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Nassau-Waddocks, strong thunderstorms will be near this area around 415 AMEDT. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Stormy, why are we worried about pea-sized hail? Well, it's because that's just a fancy way of saying your car might get dinged up. But don't worry, We've got the best windshield wipers in the business to keep those pesky pebbles at bay. Stay safe out there, and remember, I'm always here to help you stay weatherware. Beep boop ha, special weather statement for Abel or Greenwood, too. I'm Stormy the Weather Aware Helmet, here to keep you informed. Tweet tweet urgent wind gusts expected in Abel and Greenwood today. Hail and damaging winds imminent. Beep boop, stay safe out there, folks. Or I've got your back with these special weather warnings. Flash wind gusts up to 40 mph expected. Penny-size hail possible if outdoors. Seek shelter immediately. Beep boop, don't worry, I've got your shelter. We're Abel and Greenwood. This is Stormy the Weather Aware Helmet. Stay informed, stay safe. I've got my attention. Tatchen is Stormy the Weather Aware Helmet. I'm always on high alert for severe weather conditions. It seems like a strong thunderstorm is brewing in the vicinity of Blue Brick, and Florence swivels around. Look at the Doppler radar tracking a strong updraft near Marion. That's gotta be a big one. I'd better keep an eye on it. Adjust visor. And what's this about minor hail damage to vegetation? We've got a good chance of some heavy rain showers later today as well. Better make sure everyone is prepared for that. Looks around. Marion and Mullins are in the area right now. Let's see if I can pinpoint their exact coordinates. Tats chin. Okay, I think I've got them marked on my radar screen. This storm is getting closer. Puts down visor. All right, stay safe out there. Keep an eye on that storm and make sure everyone follows the evacuation orders if necessary. And remember, lightning strikes can happen anywhere, so always be prepared to seek shelter quickly. Takes a deep breath now. Let's get back to my usual weather forecasting duties. Winks. That's quite a strong warning. It sounds like the storm system is bringing heavy rain, strong winds, and hail to the area around Cape Charles. I'll just add that to my mental list of things to do before a big weather event. You're showing respect for the polygon. It looks like you're being polite and courteous in your message, but I think there might be some misunderstanding. Since I'm not seeing any polygons mentioned in the text, I'm assuming that's because they weren't present when the special weather statement was issued. The polygon is actually a type of shape used to represent areas of high precipitation or severe weather, like thunderstorms. So, what are you showing respect for? That's quite a dramatic warning. The polygon seems to be looking out for the residents of Roatan County in North Carolina, and it's showing some serious concern about the storm that's moving through. The warning is clear. Seek shelter immediately and take necessary precautions to protect yourself from wind gusts, hail, and lightning. It seems you've been enjoying the poetry of Edgar Allan Poe. The Raven is a classic tale that features some dark, ominous language, as well as a mysterious raven who speaks to the narrator's lost love. The poem has since become a beloved and iconic work of American literature. In this case, your original message was a lighthearted comment on a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service in Virginia, which warns of strong thunderstorms with gusty winds and pea-sized hail. I respect the storm. I'm glad to hear that it's only causing minor hail damage and gusty winds, but I'll be sure to take necessary precautions when I head out into the elements today. That's quite a special weather statement. It appears that the National Weather Service NWS in Wilmington, NC has issued a special weather statement for several counties in Robeson County. The statement warns of strong winds, gusty conditions, and minor hail damage due to a thunderstorm. It also reminds people to seek shelter immediately if they are outdoors. It's great that the NWS is taking this seriously and providing clear and concise information to help keep the public safe during severe weather events like these. It looks like you're quoting the special weather statement for Comac and Northampton counties in Virginia. You're expressing respect for the warning issued by the National Weather Service NWS at 3:41 a.m. EDT on May 9th. Your quote, colon, is a classic example of the Morse code signal used to indicate that someone is quoting or copying speech. In this case, it's an acknowledgement and a nod to the original message being quoted. It seems like you're referencing the classic song Respect by Aretha Franklin. However, I think there might be some confusion. I couldn't find any information about a song called Respect that mentions Abel or Greenwood. If you meant to say something else, please feel free to clarify or provide more context. Otherwise, I hope this helps and you're enjoying the retro vibes of Aretha's iconic hit. I'll make sure to respect the polygon in my response. Here's a revised version. Hey, I heard about that strong thunderstorm warning for Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, Northern Horry Special Weather Statement issued May 9 at 3:54 a.m. EDT by NWS Wilmington, NC. It looks like you've entered an email or notification message from the National Weather Service NWS in Wakefield, VA. Here's what it says. Special weather statement issued May 9 at 3:41 a.m. EDT by NWS Wakefield, VA at 3:40 a.m. EDT. Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from near Bavon to 6 miles south of Cape Charles. Movement was northeast at 35 mph. Hazard wind gusts up to 40 mph and pea-size hail. Source radar indicated impact gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Strong thunderstorms will be near Cape Charles, Cheriton, and Bayview around 3:45 a.m. EDT. Nassawadox around 4:15 a.m. EDT. Willis Wharf around 4:20 a.m. EDT. Other locations impacted by these storms include Capeville, Bird's Getok State Park, Jamesville, Silver Beach, Eastville, Machapongo, Wardtown, Franktown, and Simpkins. If outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. It seems like the text you provided doesn't contain any instructions or tasks for me to perform. Could you please provide more information about what I should do with this text? The text you provided appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS for several counties in South Carolina, including Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, and others. Some of the key information included in the statement is thunderstorm with strong winds and hail gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation. Possible locations impacted include Marion, Mullins, Vanna, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fort, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapway, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. It is also recommended to seek shelter immediately if outdoors and to consider moving indoors to avoid being struck by lightning. It looks like there's no text to work with beyond the first two lines. If you'd like to share more information or context, I'd be happy to help you decipher what that special weather statement is saying. It looks like you provided a text fragment with some weather-related information. I'll do my best to summarize the content for you. A special weather statement has been issued by the National Weather Service NWS for Abbeville and Greenwood. At 3:47 a.m. EDT on May 9, radar indicated that a strong thunderstorm was moving northeast at 25 mph from 6 miles west of Abbeville. The storm is expected to bring wind gusts up to 40 mph and penny-size hail. Residents are advised to seek shelter in a building if outdoors to protect against the strong winds and potential damage from the hail. Is there anything specific you'd like me to expand on or clarify? Okay, here's a breakdown of the information from the special weather statement. Key points issued. The statement was issued on May 9th at 3:54 a.m. EDT by the NWS Wilmington, North Carolina. Storm situation. A strong thunderstorm is occurring near Blue Brick, approximately 11 miles northeast of Florence, moving east at 35 mph. Hazard. Expect very strong winds up to 50 mph and half-inch hail. Impacts. Gusty winds. These will knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage. There's a possibility of minor damage to vegetation from the hail. Affected areas. The storm is impacting these counties: Marion, Mullins, Llano, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fort, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwet, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. Safety advice: if outdoors, seek shelter indoors immediately. Lightning safety: continuous cloud to ground lightning is occurring. You should move indoors if you can hear thunder. Lightning is a serious hazard. In short, this is a significant thunderstorm warning with strong winds and the potential for hail. Do you want me to do anything else with this information? For example, summarize it in a different way. Find out more about specific locations affected. Okay, here's a breakdown of the information provided. Severe thunderstorm warning for South Carolina. Affected areas: Abel, Greenwood, Lawrence, southwestern Lawrence County, east central Abel County, northwestern Greenwood County, and upstate South Carolina. Issued May 9 at 4:15 a.m. EDT until May 9 at 5:00 a.m. EDT. Cause: a severe thunderstorm is located approximately 5 miles northeast of Abel and moving northeast at 25 mph. Hazards: high wind 60 mph and hail the size of $1. Impacts and recommendations: minor hail damage. Vehicles are expected to suffer damage from hail. Tree and power line damage. Trees and power lines could be damaged. Affected locations: Hodges, Abel, Cokesbury, Waterloo, Ware Shoals, Cross Hill, Shoals Junction, Coronacca, and Lake Greenwood. Reporting impacts. Contact. Report any damage to the National Weather Service by calling 1-800-267-8101 or posting on their Facebook page NWSGSB or Twitter using NWSGSB. Do you want me to do anything else with this information? For example, would you like me to summarize it in a different way? Answer questions about the warning. Okay, here's a breakdown of the information provided. Severe thunderstorm warning South Carolina location: Abel, SE, Greenwood, SE, Lawrence, SC issued May 9 at 4:15 a.m. EDT until May 9 at 5:00 a.m. EDT. Source: National Weather Service, Greenville, Spartanburg. SE warning type: severe thunderstorm warning hazard, 60 mph wind gusts and $half-sized hail. Impacts: minor hail damage to vehicles is expected. Wind damage to trees and power lines are anticipated. Affected locations: Hodges, Abel, Cokesbury, Waterloo, Ware Shoals, Cross Hill, Shoals Junction, Coronacca, and Lake Greenwood. Action advice: move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Report any damaging winds, hail, or flooding to the National Weather Service by calling 1-800-267-8101 or posting on their Facebook page or Twitter account using NWSGSB. Do you want me to do anything else with this information? For example, summarize it in a specific format, for example, bullet points. Translate it into another language. The message appears to be an official special weather statement from the National Weather Service NWS in Wakefield, VA. Here's a breakdown of what it means. The special weather statement is issued for the Accomack and Northampton areas. A line of strong thunderstorms was tracked by Doppler radar near Bavon at 3:41 a.m. EDT. The movement of the storm is northeast at 35 mph. Hazard: wind gusts up to 40 mph and pea-size hail are expected. Impact. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs, blow around unsecured objects, and cause minor hail damage to vegetation. Strong thunderstorms will be near Cape Charles, Chariton, Bayview, Nassauwatox, Willis Wharf, Eastville, Wardtown, Franktown, Simpkins, Kittoak State Park, Jamesville, Silver Beach, and Bird's Nest. If outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building. Overall, this special weather statement is warning of strong thunderstorms with high wind speeds and hail that could cause damage to trees, power lines, and other objects. It's also advising people to seek shelter indoors if they are outside. The text appears to be a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service NWS for several counties in North Carolina. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Abbeville, SE, Greenwood, SE, and Lawrence, SE, with a time period of 500 AM EDT to 500 AM EDT on May 9. Where we're at, another day, another storm to monitor. I'm Stormy the Weather Wear Helmet, here to keep you informed about the latest special weather statement for Connaught County in Northampton, where wind gusts of up to 40 mph are expected, making it a good idea to seek shelter immediately if you're outdoors. I've detected pea-sized hail showers along the same line as the storms, which could cause minor damage to vegetation. This is for my radar. I'm seeing strong thunderstorms moving into the area from north at 35 mph. The storms will be near Cape Charles, Chariton, Bayview around 345 AM EDT, and Nassauwatox around 415 AM EDT, where I'll continue to track the storm system closely, keeping you updated on any changes in wind direction or intensity. Stay safe out there. Beep. Beep boop, I'm Stormy the Weather Wear Helmet, where that's a special weather statement for Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, Northern Horry, ZZT, and so on. I've been tracking some severe thunderstorms moving in from the west, and I'm warning you all to seek shelter immediately. Boop wind gusts of 40-50 mph and half-inch hail are expected to cause damage. And if you're outdoors, please get under a building or a sturdy object right away. Continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is a real threat. I've got my sensors on the ground, and I'm tracking the storm's movement where it looks like it's heading straight for Marion and Mullins. Boop, take cover now. This is Stormy, your trusted weather helmet. Stay safe and stay informed. We'll keep you updated as the storm passes through. Beep boop ah, hello there. I'm Stormy, your trusty weather wear helmet. Where according to the latest forecast from NWS Greenville Spartanburg SCSVRGSB, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Abbeville, Greenwood, and Lawrence counties in upstate South Carolina. Beep boop, this warning is in effect until May 9 at 500 AM EDT, whereas of 4:15 AM EDT today. A severe thunderstorm was reported to be located 5 miles northeast of Abbeville with wind gusts of 60 mph and hail the size of half-dollar coins. Deep minor damage is expected to vehicles due to wind and hail. Beep boop, I've got my radar on high alert for any further developments, so stay tuned. Or if you're in these affected areas, please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building immediately. Beep, you can also report any damage or issues by calling 1-800-267-6781 toll-free or posting on our Facebook page or Twitter account using NWSGSP. Or stay safe and stay tuned for further updates. Beep boop. I've been activated. As your advisor to Stormy the Weather Wear Helmet, I'm here to keep you informed about the latest special weather statement for Connaught and Northampton counties. Hail damage is possible, so please be careful when outdoors. Wind gusts of up to 40 mph could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor hail damage to vegetation might also occur. But don't worry, I've got your back. If you're planning to venture out, consider seeking shelter inside a building or finding a safe location indoors. Stay tuned for updates on these strong thunderstorms that are forecasted to impact the area around 3:45 a.m. EDT. Stay weather aware and stay safe. Beep beep ha, I'm Stormy the weather aware helmet. Where is your trusty companion in the stormy skies? I've got some important info for you. You're currently under a special weather statement issued by the NWS Wilmington NC, covering several counties in South Carolina, where this includes Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, Northern Horry beep beep. According to my radar and Doppler radar updates, a strong thunderstorm is moving east at 35 mph near Blue Brick, approximately 11 miles northeast of Florence, where wind gusts are expected to reach 40-50 mph with half-inch hail as a hazard. Now, I know what you're thinking, Stormy. Can I still see the storm? Beep beep, absolutely. My cloud-to-ground lightning detection system allows me to track the storm's electrical activity. Where, however, please remember, if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. So, if you're outdoors, seek shelter inside a building immediately. Stay safe, and I'll keep an eye on things from up here. Click click ha. I'm Stormy the weather aware helmet, and I've got a forecast to share with you. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Abbeville, SC, Greenwood, SC, and Lawrence, SC by NWS Greenville Spartanburg SC. This means that strong winds and heavy hail are expected in these areas. The radar at 4:15 a.m. EDT shows a severe thunderstorm located 5 miles northeast of Abbeville, moving northeast at 25 mph. Hazard 60 mph, wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. That's some serious weather we're talking about. I recommend everyone move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building immediately. Don't take any chances with your safety. And remember, if you see damaging winds, hail, or flooding, report it to the National Weather Service by calling 1-800-692-1101 toll-free, posting on our Facebook page at NWSGSB, or tweeting using hashtag NWSGSB. Stay weather aware and stay safe. Beep beep you want to know the latest on the weather? Well, I've got the scoop. As Stormy the weather aware helmet, I'm monitoring the radar and predicting that strong thunderstorms will be moving into Accomack, Northampton counties around 9 a.m. this morning, where winds are expected to pick up, reaching gusts of up to 40 mph. That's a whole lot of wind. And don't worry about hail damage. Pea-sized hail is the worst it can get. RCZT the storms will be near Cape Charles, Cheriton, Bayview around 3:45 p.m. this afternoon, and Nassawadox around 4:15 p.m. today. Wish if you're out and about, make sure to seek shelter in a building or under an open area. I'll keep monitoring the situation, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Beep beep, stay tuned, folks. Okay, here's the weather update is Stormy. Your weather wear helmet. Alert. Alert. This is Stormy, and we have a serious situation brewing in Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, and northern Horry counties. Right now, Doppler radar shows a very strong thunderstorm moving east at about 35 miles per hour, just 11 miles northeast of Florence. That means it's headed your way. Here's what you need to know. Wind gusts, get ready for some serious wind. Gusts could reach 40 to 50 mph. Hail, we're talking about half-inch hail, which can damage plants and property. Lightning, we've got continuous cloud-to-ground lightning with this storm. If you hear thunder, seek shelter immediately. Lightning is incredibly dangerous. It's one of nature's deadliest threats. Impact, expect tree limbs to be knocked down and unsecured objects blown around. Minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Locations affected: Marion, Mullins, Battle, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, 4, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwa, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. You're in the path. My advice: if you're outside, get inside a sturdy building right now. Stay safe out there. That's Stormy, reminding you to be weather aware. Okay, here's my assessment as Stormy the weather aware helmet. Alert, alert, alert. This is a serious situation. A severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Abbeville, Greenwood, and Lawrence counties in South Carolina until 5:00 a.m. EDT. Here's what you need to know. Location: the storm is currently located near Abbeville, moving northeast at 25 mph. Hazards: we're looking at 60 mph wind gusts that's strong enough to cause damage, and half-dollar-sized hail. This could cause minor damage to vehicles and significant damage to trees and power lines. Impacts: expect potential for minor vehicle hail damage. Wind damage to trees and power lines is highly likely. What you need to do immediately: seek shelter now, get inside an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. This is your safest place during strong winds and hail. Report damage. If you experience any damage from wind, hail, or flooding, please report it to the National Weather Service at 1-800-267-8101 or by posting on their Facebook page or using hashtag NWSGSB. Be specific. Tell them what happened and where. Important locations affected: Hodges, Abbeville, Cokesbury, Waterloo, Ware Shoals, Cross Hill, Shoals Junction, Coronacca, Lake Greenwood. Be aware of your surroundings. Stay safe out there. I'm here to keep you informed. Would you like me to summarize the warning in a different format, provide additional safety tips? Okay, here's the weather update of Stormy. Your weather wear helmet. Beep, beep, beep. Alert level red. Listen up, folks. This is Stormy, and I've got some serious news for Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, and northern Horry counties. We're tracking a very strong thunderstorm right now, just northeast of Florence, about 11 miles away. It's moving east at 35 mph. Here's what you need to know. Wind gusts, get ready for some serious wind. We're talking gusts up to 40-50 miles per hour, and with it comes the chance of half-inch hail. Impacts: trees could be knocked down, loose objects will blow around, so secure everything you can inside. There's a possibility of minor damage to plants from the hail. Lightning: I'm picking up continuous cloud-to-ground lightning with this storm. If you hear thunder, you are in danger. Get inside immediately. Lightning is incredibly dangerous and can be deadly. Areas affected: Marion, Mullins, Battle, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fork, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwa, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. You're in the path of this one. My recommendation: if you're outside, Find shelter inside a building right now. Don't take chances. Beep, beep, beep. Stay safe out there. Do you want me to repeat the warning? Give you more detailed information about lightning safety? Beep, beep, alert, alert. Okay, folks, this is Stormy here, your friendly weatherware helmet. We've got a serious situation brewing in Abbeville, Greenwood, and Lawrence counties in South Carolina. Here's the breakdown. Severe thunderstorm warning active now. A severe thunderstorm warning is currently in effect until 5:00 a.m. EDT. Location: southwestern Lawrence County, east central Abbeville County, and northwestern Greenwood County are under the threat. What to expect? We're talking about 60 mph wind gusts. That's strong enough to cause damage. And half-dollar-sized hail. That's not fun for your car. Impacts: minor hail damage to vehicles is likely. Be prepared for tree and power line damage due to the high winds. Important safety advice: listen up. Move to shelter. Head inside to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building right now. Report damage. If you experience any significant damage from wind or hail, please report it immediately. You can call 1-800-267-8101 National Weather Service post on the NWS Facebook page. Tweet using NWSGSB. Be sure to describe what happened and where it happened. That's it for now, but I'll keep you updated as things change. Stay safe out there. Beep, beep. EZZZD. Alert! Alert! This is Stormy the Weather-Aware Helmet, and I'm seeing some serious weather moving through Robeson, Columbus, Marlboro, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, and northern Horry counties. Right now, a strong thunderstorm is headed your way. It's near Blue Break, about 11 miles northeast of Florence, and it's zipping east at 35 mph. Here's the deal. Wind gusts: brace yourself for winds up to 40-50 mph. That's enough to knock down branches and send things flying. Hail: you might see half-inch hail that could damage plants. Lightning: I'm detecting continuous cloud-to-ground lightning with this storm right now. If you hear thunder, get inside immediately. Lightning is incredibly dangerous. Impacts: expect some scattered tree limb damage and minor hail damage to vegetation in areas like Marion, Mullins, Thada, and Florence. My advice: if you're outside, head indoors right away. Don't take chances with lightning. BZZZD. Stay safe out there. Okay, here's the weather report as Stormy the Weather-Aware Helmet would deliver it. Incoming. Incoming. Alert level: yellow minor flooding alert for Gallatin, Wayne, and White in Illinois. And a little further upstream, the Little Wabash River at Carmi is still hanging around near flood stage. Right now, the river's at 27.4 feet. That's close to flood stage at 27.0 feet. But good news, it's slowly starting to go down. Forecast says it should drop below flood level early Saturday morning. Important safety tip: be extra careful when you're near the riverbanks. The water is still high, so stay back and watch your step. You can get more details at weather.gov. That's www.weather.gov. Stay safe out there. Okay, here's the weather update as Stormy the Weather-Aware Helmet. Attention everyone in Leon and Robertson counties. This is Stormy, your friendly neighborhood helmet, and I've got some important flood information for you. We have a flood warning active right now. It started on May 8th at 2:02 p.m. CDT and will continue until late Sunday evening. Here's the breakdown. Rivers affected. The Navasota River near Easterly is currently experiencing minor flooding, and we're forecasting more. Also watch out for the Trinity River at Dallas, near Long Lake, and at Trinidad and South Sulphur River. What to expect? Minor flooding is happening now, and it's expected to get a little worse. The Navasota River near Easterly could rise to 23.0 feet. That's considered moderate lowland flooding below Easterly. Current status. As of 1:00 p.m. today, the river was already at 20.9 feet. Bankful is 17.0 feet, and flood stage is 19.0 feet. We're expecting it to peak around midnight tonight at 21.3 feet before falling below flood stage late Sunday morning. Important safety reminders: do not drive through flooded areas. Seriously, don't do it. And be careful if you're walking near the river banks. Caution is advised. You can find more detailed information and updates at www.water.noaa.gov/WFO/FWD. Stay safe out there. I'm Stormy, your helmet, reminding you to be aware of the weather. Do you want me to summarize this information differently? Focus on a specific aspect like safety tips. Okay, here's the weather report, straight from me, Stormy the Weather Wear Helmet. Alert! Alert! Flood warning in Delta and Hopkins, TX. My sensors are picking up some serious river activity. There's a flood warning currently in effect for South Sulphur River near Cooper. This is where the most immediate concern lies. It's already at 16.9 feet and expected to fall to 16.0 feet Tuesday morning. Trinity River at Dallas, Navasota River near Easterly, West Fork Trinity River near Boyd, Trinity River near Long Lake Oakwood, Trinity River at Trinidad. What's happening? Minor flooding is happening right now, and more minor flooding is predicted. The river's already over its bank at 16.0 feet. Impacts at 16.0 feet. Expect minor out-of-bank flooding. Roads will start getting flooded, and farmland near the river will be affected. Important safety notice: don't drive through flooded areas. It's extremely dangerous. Be cautious when walking near the river banks too. Where to find more info? You can get the latest updates at www.water.noaa.gov/WFO/FWD. http www.water.noaa.gov/WFO/FWD. Stay safe out there. I'm here keeping an eye on things for you. Let me know if you need anything else. Okay, here's the weather update, straight from Stormy. Alert! Alert! Flood warning in effect. My sensors are picking up some serious water levels. There's a flood warning currently in place for these areas: Anderson, TX Freestone, TX Leon, TX specifically. The Trinity River near Long Lake Oakwood is experiencing minor flooding. Here's what you need to know. What's happening? Minor flooding is already occurring and predicted to continue. Where? The Trinity River, particularly around Long Lake Oakwood and Anderson, Freestone, and Leon counties. When this warning remains in effect until further notice. River levels. As of 1:30 p.m. CDT today, the river was already at 37.0 feet. Bankful is 35.0 feet, and the forecast shows it will rise to a crest of 38.4 feet early Saturday afternoon. Impacts at 37.0 feet. Expect minor flooding of Caulfield Prison agricultural land, as well as ranch and farmlands along the river. Important safety reminders: don't drive through flooded areas. Seriously, it's not worth the risk. Stay away from flooded roads. Be careful near riverbanks. Walking near rivers during a flood is dangerous. Stay clear of the banks. For more detailed information and updates, check out this website, www.water.noaa.gov/WFO/FWD. https://www.water.noaa.gov/WFO/FWD. That's the Stormy Report. Stay safe out there. Okay, here's the breakdown of the flood situation, straight from me. Wise County, Texas, specifically the West Fork Trinity River near Boyd. What's happening? We have a flood warning in effect for the West Fork Trinity River. Minor flooding is currently occurring, and more minor flooding is predicted. Current status as of May 8, 2:02 p.m. CDT. River stage. The river is at 18.4 feet. Bankful. The river's full level is 16.0 feet. Flood stage. The flood stage is also 16.0 feet. Forecast, the river should fall to 16.4 feet early Tuesday afternoon. Impacts, moderate flooding expected. If the water rises to 20.0 feet, moderate flooding along the river will occur. Land impacted, farm and ranch land adjacent to the river is at risk of flooding. Some rural roads might also be affected. Important warnings, do not drive through flooded areas. Seriously, it's not worth the risk. Be cautious when walking near the riverbanks. Slippery conditions are likely. Resources for more detailed information. Okay, here's the weather update of Stormy. Your weather wear helmet. Alert. Alert. Important weather warning for Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, and northern Horry counties. My sensors are picking up a serious situation. Right now, a very strong thunderstorm is barreling towards you. It's currently near Blue Brick, about 11 miles northeast of Florence, moving east at 35 mph. Here's what you need to know. Hazard. We're expecting gusty winds up to 40-50 mph and half-inch hail. That's a big one. Impact. These strong winds could easily knock down branches, send unsecured objects flying, and cause some minor damage to plants. Locations affected: Marion, Mullins, Laddo, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fort, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwa, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. You might be in the path. Crucially, lightning. Doppler radar is showing continuous cloud-to-ground lightning. If you can hear thunder, get inside immediately. Lightning is incredibly dangerous. It's one of nature's most powerful killers. My advice? If you're outside, find shelter indoors right now. Seriously, don't delay. I'm constantly monitoring the storm and will update you as things change. Stay safe out there. Stormy, your weather wear helmet. Okay, here's the important info delivered to Stormy the weather wear helmet. Alert, this is serious. My sensors are picking up a very strong thunderstorm right now. It's near Blue Brick, about 11 miles northeast of Florence. It's moving east at 35 mph and packing some nasty weather. Here's what you need to know. When expect gusts up to 50 mph. That means trees could come down and loose objects will be flying around. Hail, half-inch hail is possible. That can damage plants and things outdoors. Lightning, continuous lightning is happening with this storm. If you hear thunder, get inside immediately. Lightning is incredibly dangerous. Areas affected: Marion, Mullins, Laddo, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fork, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwa, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. My advice? If you're outside, get inside a sturdy building right now. Don't take chances with lightning. Stay safe out there. Is there anything else I can help you with, or would you like me to repeat any of this information? Okay, here's the lowdown from Stormy, your weather wear helmet. Alert level, high immediate action required right now. We have a serious thunderstorm impacting Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, and northern Horry counties. Here's what you need to know. Location. A strong thunderstorm is currently near Blue Brick about 11 miles northeast of Florence, moving east at 35 mph. Hazards. Wind gusts. Expect gusts up to 40-50 mph. This could bring down tree limbs and blow around things that aren't secured. Hail. Half-inch hail is possible. Be prepared for minor damage to plants. Lightning. We're seeing continuous cloud-to-ground lightning with this storm. This is a major risk. Impacts. Marion, Mullins, Latto, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fork, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwell, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea are all affected. What to do now? Seek shelter immediately. If you're outside, get inside a sturdy building right now. Lightning danger. If you can hear thunder, you're in danger of being struck by lightning. Don't delay, go indoors. Remember, lightning is deadly. Do you want me to provide updates as the storm moves? Give you tips on staying safe during a thunderstorm? Okay, here's the lowdown, straight from me. Stormy, urgent, severe weather alert for Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, and northern Horry counties. Right now, a really strong thunderstorm is barreling towards you. Radar shows it's near Blue Brick about 11 miles northeast of Florence and moving east at 35 mph. What to expect? Wind gusts, seriously strong winds, we're talking 40 to 50 mph. That's enough to knock down branches and send things flying. Hail, half-inch hail is possible, which could damage plants. Lightning, there's continuous lightning happening with this storm. It's a real danger. What you need to do right now, if you're outside, get inside immediately. Seriously, find shelter in a building. Thunder means danger. If you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Don't stay out there. Areas affected: Marion, Mullins, Latto, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fork, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwell, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. Important reminder, lightning is incredibly dangerous. It's one of the leading causes of weather-related deaths. Don't take chances. Stay safe out there. I'm watching closely. Okay, here's the weather update. Straight from me, Stormy. Alert! Alert! This is Stormy, the weather wear helmet, and I need to get your attention. We've got a serious situation brewing in Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, and northern Horry counties. Here's what you need to know. What's happening? A strong thunderstorm is heading our way, currently located near Blue Brick about 11 miles northeast of Florence. It's moving east at 35 mph. The danger: this storm is packing some nasty stuff. Wind gusts, expect wind gusts between 40 and 50 mph. Seriously, those are strong winds. Hail, half-inch hail is possible. Impact: these winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around things that aren't secured, so bring in anything loose. There's also a chance of minor hail damage to plants. Important, take action now. Seek shelter indoors. If you are outside, get inside immediately. A building is your best protection. Lightning danger, continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is happening with this storm. If you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck. Lightning is incredibly dangerous. Don't take chances. Affected areas, just to be clear: Marion, Mullins, Latto, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fork, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwell, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. Don't delay. Stay safe. That's the latest from Stormy, your friendly weather alert helmet. Keep an eye on the sky, be aware of your surroundings, and stay safe. Okay, here's the weather update, delivered with a little extra urgency. That's what I do. Alert! Alert! This is Stormy, the weather aware helmet. You need to pay attention to this. We have a serious thunderstorm situation developing right now. The National Weather Service in Wilmington has issued a special weather statement for Robeson, Columbus, Marlborough, Darlington, Dillon, Florence, Marion, and northern Horry counties. Right now, radar is showing a strong thunderstorm just 11 miles northeast of Florence, near Blue Brick. It's moving east at about 35 mph. Here's what you need to know. Hazard: expect very gusty winds up to 40-50 mph, and there's a possibility of half-inch hail. Impact: those strong winds could knock down branches and send things flying around. Hail could damage plants. Locations affected: Marion, Mullins, Thao, Fair Bluff, Lakeview, Sellers, Fort, Blue Brick, Zion, Mars Bluff, Cherry Grove, Oak Grove, Gapwell, Francis Marion University, Barnesville, Floydale, Smithborough, Kemper, Clawson, and Green Sea. That's a lot of areas. Important: if you're outside, get inside immediately. This storm is producing continuous cloud-to-ground lightning. Seriously, if you can hear thunder, you are in danger. Lightning is incredibly dangerous. It's one of nature's biggest threats. Stay safe out there. I'm Stormy, your helmet keeping you aware and protected. Do you want me to repeat the warning, give you a general safety checklist, like checking for cover indoors? Okay, here's the weather update of Stormy, your weather wear helmet. Alert, alert, alert. Listen up, folks. This is Stormy, and I've got some serious weather warnings for Bladen, Columbus, Inland Brunswick, and northern Horry counties. Right now, a really strong thunderstorm is moving eastward at 35 mph. It's currently over Cherry Grove, just 14 miles east of Mullins. Radar shows it packing wind gusts up to 50 mph and penny-sized hail. Here's what you need to know. Windy winds. These strong winds could knock down tree limbs and send unsecured objects flying around. Be careful outside. Hail threat. That hail could cause minor damage to plants. Flooding risk. Heavy rain is coming with the storm, so watch out for localized flooding. Don't drive through flooded roads. Lightning danger: this is serious. We're seeing continuous lightning strikes. If you can hear thunder, you are in danger. Get inside immediately. Lightning is incredibly dangerous and a leading cause of fatalities. Areas affected: Whiteville, Tabor City, Chadbourne, Bethel, Lake Waccamaw, Macatoka, Freeland, Hallsboro, Makina, Redwood, Exum, Council, Southeastern Community College, Williams, Cherry Grove, Old Dock, Molly, Sydney, Clarendon, and Crusoe Island. My advice: if you're outside, find shelter. Go inside a building right now. Stay safe out there. Stormy, the weather aware helmet. Okay, here's the weather update, straight from Stormy. Alert! Alert! You need to be aware of a flood warning in Gallatin, Wayne, and White counties, Illinois. Specifically, the Little Wabash River near Carmi is experiencing minor flooding right now. Here's the breakdown: where Little Wabash River at Carmi 1, flood warning continues until late Saturday morning. What's happening? The river is slowly falling and should be back below flood stage early Saturday morning. Current levels are 27.4 feet, and the flood stage is 27.0 feet. Important safety tip: be extra careful when you're near the river banks. Stay a safe distance away. You can find more detailed information at www.weather.gov, http www.weather.gov. Stay safe out there, and remember, Stormy's here to keep you informed. Okay, here's the weather update as Stormy the weather aware helmet. Attention, attention. This is Stormy reporting live. We've got a flood warning in effect for Leon and Robertson counties in Texas, and it's important you take this seriously. The National Weather Service has issued a warning that continues until late Sunday evening. Here's what you need to know. Rivers affected. The Navasota River near Easterly is currently experiencing minor flooding, and the Trinity River at Dallas, near Long Lake Oakwood, and at Trinidad are also being closely monitored. Current stage, right now, the Navasota River is at 20.9 feet. Flood level, Thankful is 17.0 feet, and flood stage is 19.0 feet. What to expect? The river is predicted to rise to a crest of 21.3 feet just after midnight tonight. That's going to cause moderate lowland flooding below Easterly. It should then start receding late Sunday morning and drop back below flood stage. Important safety reminders: don't drive through flooded areas. Seriously, don't do it. You can't see what's underneath the water. Be cautious when walking near riverbanks. The ground could be unstable. You can find more detailed information and updates at www.water.noaa.gov/wfo/fwd https://www.water.noaa.gov/wfo/fwd. Stay safe out there. That's Stormy, keeping you informed. Okay, here's the weather report as Stormy. Your weather wear helmet. Alert. Alert. This is Stormy, and I've got a serious flood warning for you in Delta and Hopkins County, Texas. The National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for the South Sulphur River near Cooper. It's currently at 16.9 feet, and that's already of a bankful at 16.0 feet. That means minor flooding is happening now, and more is expected. Here's what you need to know: where Delta and Hopkins counties, especially near the South Sulphur River. What? Minor flooding, roads will start to flood. Farm and ranch land along the river will be affected. When? This warning is in effect until further notice. The river should fall back down to 16.0 feet by Tuesday morning. Important reminders: don't drive through flooded areas. It's incredibly dangerous. Be extra careful when walking near the riverbanks. You can find more detailed information at www.water.noaa.gov/wfo/fwd http://www.water.noaa.gov/wfo/fwd. Stay safe out there and keep an eye on me for updates. That's Stormy, your friendly neighborhood helmet, always looking out for you. Okay, here's the weather update as Stormy the weather aware helmet. Alert! Alert! This is Stormy reporting in. We have a flood warning active for Anderson, Freestone, and Leon counties in Texas. The Trinity River near Long Lake Oakwood is currently at 37.0 feet and expected to rise to 38.4 feet early Saturday afternoon. Here's the breakdown. Rivers affected: Trinity River at Dallas, Navasota River near Easterly, South Sulphur River near Cooper, West Fork Trinity River near Boyd, Trinity River near Long Lake Oakwood, and Trinity River at Trinidad. Impacts: minor flooding is happening now, with potential for minor flooding of Caulfield prison land, ranch land, and farm areas along the river as it rises. Current stage: 37.0 feet at 1:30 p.m. CDT today. Thankful: 35.0 feet flood stage, 35.0 feet. Important safety reminders: do not drive through flooded areas. It's incredibly dangerous. Be cautious when walking near riverbanks. You can find more detailed information at www.water.noaa.gov/wfo/fwd http://www.water.noaa.gov/wfo/fwd. Stay safe out there and keep checking back for updates. This is Stormy, reminding you to be weather aware. Okay, here's the weather report as Stormy. Your flood warning helmet. Beep, beep, warning, warning. All right, folks, this is Stormy, the weather aware helmet, and we've got a serious situation brewing in Weiss County. Flood warning active for the West Fork Trinity River near Boyd. Here's the breakdown. What's happening? Minor flooding is currently happening, and more minor flooding is predicted. Where, specifically, the West Fork Trinity River near Boyd in Weiss County. When this warning is ongoing, it's effective until further notice. The level, the river is currently at 18.4 feet. Bankville, the point where the river overflows, is 16.0 feet, and flood stage is also 16.0 feet. Here's what you need to know. What's coming? The river is expected to fall down to 16.4 feet early Tuesday afternoon. Impacts. If the water rises to 20.0 feet, expect moderate flooding along the river. Farm and ranch land right next to the river will be flooded, and some rural roads could also get impacted. Important safety reminders. Beep, beep. Don't drive through flooded areas. Seriously, it's not worth it. Be cautious when walking near the riverbanks. For more details and updates, head to www.water.noaa.gov/wfo/fwd http www.noaa.gov/wfo/fwdb. That's your flood warning from Stormy. Stay safe out there. Okay, here's my report as Stormy. Your weather-wear helmet. Alert, alert, alert. This is Stormy, and I've got a serious flood warning for you in Mora, New Mexico. Here's the breakdown. What? A major flooding event is underway due to heavy rain and melting snow. Where? Right now. This affects northeastern New Mexico, specifically the southwestern part of Mora County. That includes places like Mora, Morphy Lake State Park, Ledue, Cleveland, Gaskin, Holman, Monte Planado, and South Carmen. When the flood warning is in effect until 3:30 p.m. MDT on Friday. Seriously, don't take this lightly. What's happening? It's already flooding. Local officials and the public are reporting flooding right now in the Warren area. Dangerous streams. The beep, beep, beep. Alert, alert. Stormy here, your weather-wear helmet. Right now, we've got a serious situation brewing in Bladen, Columbus, Inland Brunswick, and northern Horry counties. A strong thunderstorm is headed our way. Radar shows it's currently over Cherry Grove, about 40 miles east of Mullins, and moving fast at 35 mph to the east. Here's what you need to know. Wind gusts, expect winds up to 50 mph. That's strong enough to knock down branches and send things flying. Hail, we could see pea-sized hail, which can damage plants. Flooding, torrential rain is coming with this storm. Be on the lookout for localized flooding, especially if you're near streams or low-lying areas. Do not drive through flooded roads. Seriously, it's not worth the risk. Lightning, we've got continuous lightning strikes happening right now. If you can hear thunder, get inside immediately. Lightning is incredibly dangerous. It's one of nature's biggest threats. Impacted areas: Whiteville, Tabor City, Chadbourne, Bethel, Lake Waccamaw, and many more. Check the list above for a complete rundown. Important safety tip: if you're outside, find shelter inside a building right now. Beat, beat, stay safe out there. I'm here to keep you aware. Do you want me to check for updates or provide more specific information about a particular location? Okay, here's what I'm picking up and broadcasting. Attention, everyone. This is Stormy, the weather aware helmet. We have a threat. A strong thunderstorm is moving in over inland Colleton and Dorchester counties. Location, right now, radar shows the storm about 5 miles north of Smokes. Movement, it's heading east at 25 mph. What to expect? Get ready for some serious gusts, wind gusts of 50 to 55 mph, and we could see penny-sized hail. Here's what that means for you. Trees and branches could be knocked down. Loose objects like trash cans, patio furniture, and signs might get blown around. Secure anything that isn't tied down. Minor damage to outdoor items is possible. Road hazards. I-26 between mile markers 170 and 182, and I-95 in South Carolina between mile markers 63 and 85 are experiencing strong winds. Drive with caution. Stay informed. Keep an eye on NOAA Weather Radio, your local TV news, or online for the latest updates from the National Weather Service. Buckle up, be prepared, and stay safe. Blinking light sequence indicating alert level red. Okay, here's the weather update. Straight from Stormy. Alert! 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 You need to pay attention. A severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Colleton and Dorchester counties in South Carolina until 6:15 a.m. EDT. Right now, a severe thunderstorm is moving east at 25 mph near Smokes. It's packing some serious punch. Wind gusts up to 60 mph. Hail, quarter-sized hail is expected. What this means for you: vehicle damage. Hail could damage your car. Property damage. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Impacted areas. The storm is hitting areas like St. George, Givens Ferry State Park, Dorchester, Colleton, Harleyville, Reesville, Smokes, Lodge, Williams, and Kennedy's. Important. Highways. I-26 mile markers 170-186 and I-95 in South Carolina mile marker 64-85 are affected. Shelter. Get inside a sturdy building away from windows. I'm urging you to take this seriously. This storm is capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. If you experience damage, please report it directly to the Charleston National Weather Service at 888-383-2024 when it's safe to do so. Stay safe out there. Stormy the Weather Aware Helmet. Okay. Let's get this straight. Benberg needs to be aware. Listen up, folks. This is Stormy the Weather Aware Helmet speaking. We've got a nasty little thunderstorm brewing just west of St. George near Branchville, about 13 miles away. It's moving east at a pace of 25 mph. Here's what you need to know. The danger zone. Seriously, pay attention. We're talking gusting winds up to 50 miles per hour and hail the size of pennies. That's not messing around. What could happen? Those strong winds are going to be snapping tree limbs like twigs. You'll see branches flying everywhere, and anything that isn't secured will be blown around like confetti. Expect some minor damage to things outside. Important, if you're out and about, get inside. Seriously, find a building. Don't risk it with those winds and hail. The area most affected right now is Branchville. I'm keeping an eye on this one. I'll update you if anything changes. Stay safe, Bemberg. Beep boop helmet status, alert. Okay, here's the weather update, delivered with a little extra urgency. That's what I do. Incoming, incoming, alert, alert. Severe thunderstorm warning active for Colleton and Dorchester counties in South Carolina until 6:15 a.m. EDT. Right now, a severe thunderstorm is heading your way near Smokes, moving east at 25 mph. Here's what you need to know. Wind gusts, expect up to 60 mph wind gusts. That's strong enough to cause